Morning, I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and it is Sunday morning. A beautiful, beautiful morning outside. I think the weather here in Georgia is like probably in the mid to upper 40s. Just a gorgeous Sunday morning. Um, I don't usually do videos on Sunday, but I thought I have got a pork roast here. It's just a shoulder roast, and I'm going to make some pulled pork. And for lunch today, we're going to be going to church. But I'm going to put this in my Instapot, and I just wanted to show y'all how. I wanted to do it yesterday, but we went to a birthday party. I didn't have time, so I said, well, I'll jump on here really quick and show them how I'm going to do my pulled pork. If y'all caught my video when I was in Maine, we showed you a spread that we had made, and pulled pork was on it. But we didn't do a video on it, so I just thought that I would show you this morning how I'm going to do mine. I'm going to salt it, and it's probably a 3-4 pound, about a 3-pound shoulder, and I got it on sale. And this is Longhorn Steakhouse grill seasoning. You can see that. I'm going to put a little bit of this on it. I'm not going to highly season it, but I am going to season it a little bit. All right. Now, I have got some Grill Masters Steakhouse Maple, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that on it, just to give it a little extra flavor. Okay. And this has a smoky flavor. I can smell it. It smells really good. Okay. Got my little robot vacuuming for me this morning. All right. Now, I have got about 3 sizes of, well, one of them is an electric pressure cooker. One of them is put out by Cuisinart. It's like an Instapot. And then I've got my small one here that is put out by Instapot, Instant Pot. So I'm using my small one today. We were out at my grandson's. He lives in Maine now, but he was living near Boston. He and his family, and he was using one put out by Pampered Chef. Well, y'all know they're very expensive. So I mentioned that I really liked it. So he and his wife, his family, sent me one. This has been about 4 years ago for my birthday. And I use this one a lot because it's just right for me and Roy. And if I'm doing for a bigger family, I mean for more people, I'll use my big ones. But I'm going to put about a cup of water in here because I don't want a whole lot of water. Now, if I wanted a lot of broth, I would fill it up to the fill line. But since I don't need the broth today, I'm going to put it in my Instant Pot. I'm going to move y'all a little bit. Bring you over here. Okay, there you go. I'm going to put my lid on it. All these work differently, so sometimes I have trouble figuring out how the lid goes on. This one goes on like this, okay? Some of them go on forward, some of them go on backward. All right, so I'm going to set this on pressure, and I'm going to pressure it for about probably 40 minutes because I want it to where I can just shred it, just pull it off to pieces because we're going to use it for barbecue. And when this gets ready, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to make my homemade barbecue sauce. And it'll be sugar-free and gluten-free. And when I used to compete in, I always competed in competitions they had, especially the Georgia National Fair. And I did some at the Georgia Egg Commission several times. And when we competed, everything had to be an original recipe. So, and the criteria for that was you can take a recipe, and if you change 3 main ingredients, then it becomes yours. So that's what I've always gone by when I say I did so and so or I made up this recipe, because that's always the criteria that they used. So I'm going to show you how I make my homemade barbecue sauce. So I'm going to turn this on and I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, y'all. I usually make my homemade barbecue sauce. I start with Mrs Griffith, but I picked up the wrong one. I picked up hot, and you can't cool this down. This is so hot, and we like ours a little spicy, but not this hot. So strike that. I'm gonna have to do it another way. So I'm gonna figure this out as I go. Here I've got G Hughes sugar-free original barbecue sauce. So I'm going to start with that. Okay, now this has got like smoked flavor in it. I need to be measuring this for y'all. So I'll do that right now. Okay, it's 1 cup. I thought it was about a cup. All right. This is 1 cup of G Hughes. Okay, let me get a spatula. Because I usually use 1 cup. Well, it's according to how much I'm making, but I usually use 1 cup of the Mrs Griffith. So, that's 1 cup of G Hughes. I'm going to use some ketchup. I'm going to do a 1/2 cup of this. I'm going to have to put mustard in it now, since I'm not using the Mrs Griffith, because Mrs Griffith has mustard in it. So I'll just get some yellow mustard out of the fridge. All right, this is sugar-free ketchup. And that is 1/4 of a cup. All right. Now, let me get my mustard. Mrs Griffith's has got a pretty good bit of mustard in it. So we're going to start out with, that's a 1/4 cup of mustard. Okay. And hers has vinegar, but since all of this already has vinegar in it, I don't think I'm going to add more vinegar. I'll know when I get it right, because I can always tell by the color. Okay. Now, I'm going to add, this is my brown sugar swerve. I've got honey out here, but since I'm putting the brown sugar swerve, I don't think I'm going to put honey in it. Okay. That's 2 tablespoons of my brown sugar swerve. Now, none of this has sugar in it. The Mrs Griffith's does have a little bit, so, but we're not using that today. And if you like yours really smoky, you can get some liquid smoke and put in here. Or if you don't want it sugar-free, you can use, for your base, you can use any kind of barbecue sauce. You can use Sweet Baby Ray's. You can use just whatever barbecue sauce you like. And if you like real hickory smoke, you can use the hickory kind. G Hughes puts out a hickory, but it has a little bit too much of the smoke in it to me. Okay, it's beginning to look right. I'm going to taste of it. Ooh, that's good. That's real good. Okay, but it needs, you know what? I'm going to put a tablespoon of this in it. And we're going to start with that. and see, because it does need a little bit of kick to it. All right, I'm gonna taste again. That made it better. Roy, come here, honey. That's really good. I think Roy's dressed. Are you dressed, baby? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I want you to taste of this and tell me if I about got it right. He loves barbecue sauce, so he can pretty much tell me.
That's delicious.
Okay, I only put 1 tablespoon of the Mrs. Griffith hot in it.
I would put a little more of that.
You think?
Yeah, because I'm not getting any.
Okay, I'm going to put
sense.
1 more tablespoon.
And I know that's real hot, but
it is real hot. Okay, that was 2 tablespoons of Mrs. Griffith's hot. All right.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, the color looks really good.
It does.
Wait a minute, I'm going to let you taste again. And tell me. All right. That got it?
That's got it.
Okay. All right, y'all. We just came up with a new barbecue sauce. I'm not going to put the honey because the brown sugar swerve did perfect. Right amount of everything. So, I have a little container here. And what I'll do is, y'all, this funnel, I've shown y'all my little thing I use when I can before. It was my mama's. It's the one she used it while I was growing up. As far as I can remember, she had this little thing when you can and you put it in your jars, and this is also one. It was hers. And it's the only one I got. It's the only one I use. Y'all see this one? I don't know how it got bent. I don't know why it's bent up like that for some reason. I'm sure my daddy had his reason, or my mama, for doing it. So I just left it there. All right, so I'm just going to pour this into my little container. And then when my pork gets ready, we're going to have some barbecue sauce for it. I'm probably not going to put the barbecue sauce on it. Because Mike's going to be eating with us. And because of some health reasons, he can't eat much spicy stuff. So he probably will just eat his pork plain. So we'll put ours on it as we eat it. But isn't that a little cute thing? I got it from Dollar Tree. And I love it because it's got the little cover that covers your spout. All right. My pork is almost ready, and I'm going to let it cool down naturally. So when I start to pull it, then we'll be back. Okay, y'all. My my roast is done, and I had to cook it like an hour. I don't know why. Usually a roast this size, I will only have to cook like 30, 40 minutes, but this one I had to cook an hour because I want to just be able to pull it apart, just shred it with 2 forks. So, but sometimes this is not a Boston butt. This is a shoulder roast, and sometimes they're a little bit tougher than a Boston butt. A Boston butt this size would have been done in 30 minutes, but that's okay because I just put it back on, and I just cooked it until it got as tender as I wanted it. Now, if I had wanted to just slice it for a roast, it'd have been done after like 35 or 40 minutes. But all right, so I just got 2 forks here, and I'm just shredding it apart. And it's got 1 little bone in it. I mean, it's just as tender as it can be. Roxy's going to enjoy this bone. She's gonna love it. See, it's just got that one little bone right there. Okay. I'm gonna set it to the side. Right over here. Alright. I'm just gonna keep shredding. Because I want it shredded. Oh, there's another little bone. It just came off of that other one. Because I really want it shredded real good. Okay, now here's some gristle. So I'm going to take it out. It's got a little meat on it. Alright. I'm going to put it right there. There's a little fat. I'll put it right there. Okay. Alright. I know it's not quite salty enough, so I'm going to put a little bit more salt on it. And this is when you can taste of it and season it like you want it seasoned. Okay. Oh, this is going to be good. I cooked some butter beans. And then I cooked some collards yesterday. So this is going to be our lunch. Pulled pork, butter beans, lima beans, whatever y'all call them. And fresh collards. I was at the grocery store and they had a pack of fresh collards there, and they look so good. So I got them and cooked them yesterday, and I cooked them in a Instapot too. That's the way I cook most of my greens. It just makes them really tender, and it only takes them like 30 minutes. You don't have to spend 2 hours cooking them on top of the stove, which you can do that if you don't have a pressure cooker or an Instapot. Okay, I've got this shredded up pretty good. Alright, I'm going to put this over here and give it to Roxy in a minute. Alright, this is my pulled pork, y'all. Doesn't it look good? I'm going to taste of it. Oh yeah, it needed that salt. I'm going to put a little my barbecue sauce on it, because I like barbecue sauce. Now this is where if you want to put barbecue sauce on the whole thing, you do it now. You just put as much on it as you want it. But then you can either wait till you get it on your plate, or you can eat it without barbecue sauce. But I'm going to put a little barbecue sauce on mine. Y'all, this barbecue sauce is delicious. Sugar free. Eat this like this, or get you a bun and make you a barbecue sandwich out of it. No. This is good. Delicious. All right. Thank y'all for joining me this morning. Share this video, hit that subscribe button. Hit the little notification bell, and make you some pulled pork, because it is really, really good. I'll probably see y'all again tomorrow. Remember, food feeds the family, family feeds the heart, God feeds the soul. Put deliciousness back in healthy food, and this is healthy. So, I'll see y'all tomorrow.